what a beauty. By golly, I think I'll buy a new car. Say, Millie, how long have I had the old one?
1 year, 8 months, 14 days, 11 minutes, 43 seconds. 3 o'clock, boss. Time to go home.
So it is. Well, I'm ready. A long day, 11 to 3, 2 hours for lunch, 3 days a week. It's a tough life.
I've never eaten anything so fattening in my entire life.
Give me license number WJK-412.
I did 3 hearts. 3 no trump. I passed.
Do you mind if I pass?
Certainly not. Go right ahead.
Thanks. No doubt about it. This bus is a little old-fashioned. Well, that was delicious.
That concludes tonight's thrilling episode of our three-dimensional Western, brought to you by Enerjade, the combination soft drink, candy, and dessert with the three-dimensional flavor. Good, good, good. Buy it at your local market. 21st Century Cars presents your personal master of ceremony.
Hello, folks. Say that. Now we are going to bring you a special entertainment feature which will show the development of the automobile.
Oh, Pop! I want to see another cowboy picture.
Quiet.
I beg your pardon?
Oh, not you. Say, those new models look terrific.
They are terrific. You should see what your grandfather used to call an automobile. Okay, Sam, start the show. Now, folks, believe it or not, this is actually an automobile. When Grandpa was a 17-year-old hot rodder around the turn of the century, this job was the hottest thing on wheels. Grandpa's newfangled horseless carriage changed his whole life in more ways than one. Motoring was a thrilling experience even in those days. Since there weren't any doors in Grandpa's dreamboat, sometimes it was a little too thrilling. Every trip was an adventure in those days, and one thing you could always depend on: a flat tire. The old retaining rings on the rims didn't always retain what they were supposed to retain. Shock absorbers hadn't been invented yet, and road conditions were ideal for testing the fatigue and failure points of automobiles and drivers. Grandpa's car didn't have much acceleration for passing, so he found himself on the wrong side of the road for longer than he should be. Caught out at night, Grandpa's gas or oil headlamps weren't much competition for a couple of fireflies. The little speedster had no top, and it was far from comfortable in an unexpected shower. The windshield was a great improvement. But without a wiper, even Grandpa's 20/20 vision couldn't keep him out of trouble. The runabout didn't have a self-starter, and often the 10-horsepower engine didn't respond to the hand crank. Occasionally, even on good roads, individual parts failed without warning. Axles snapped. When drag links and steering knuckles failed, it was hard to tell what might happen. With every passing year, improvements came thick and fast. Stronger and safer wheels were developed with demountable rims for tires. Doors were added to keep people safely inside. Tops became standard equipment. Windshields protected motorists from bugs and the elements. Wipers were invented to help the motorist drive safely in bad weather. The driver's seat was moved from right to left to make passing safer. The electric starter replaced the old hand crank. This remarkable invention enabled Grandma to get into the automobile driving act, and she really loved it. As the years went by, the automobile manufacturers continued to improve their cars and make them safer, so that more and more people could use and enjoy them. Press steel wheels for greater strength, stoplights to warn following drivers, rear view mirrors, four-wheel hydraulic brakes to increase stopping power, bumpers to add more protection, rubber-covered pedals to keep feet from slipping. Safety glass increased passenger protection tremendously. Welded all-steel bodies and all-steel tops meant more strength and safety. Bumpy roads were smoothed out with shock absorbers, and Grandpa could sail along in comfort and safety. Through the years, the automobile changed from a novelty to a necessity. It created a new way of life. It provided a whole new concept of transportation for industry. And we became a nation on the move for work and pleasure. Besides designing better automobiles, the manufacturers developed research and testing techniques to help them build safer cars. The science of metallurgy met the challenge of creating more efficient and stronger parts and assemblies. Scientists used all kinds of technical equipment in research and development programs. Ingenious torture tests were designed to reveal fatigue and failure points in parts and assemblies. And like the parts and assemblies, the cars themselves were tested under all kinds of driving conditions to make sure that they would operate with maximum efficiency and safety. At the end of the rugged test run on the proving grounds, they were disassembled down to the last bolt and checked and studied in minute detail. Year after year, manufacturing processes steadily improved to make sure that every automobile that left the factory was in good working order. Each car was subjected to more than 2,000 inspections. Cars became safer and more reliable. So when Grandpa, still plenty spry in spite of his age, set out for a little trip, his car was reliable, safe, comfortable, and easy to drive. Safety door locks kept Grandpa secure inside the all-steel body. The adjustable seat quickly placed him in a comfortable position. The automatic transmission made driving easier, and easier controls meant safer driving. Styling contributed to safety. The low center of gravity gave more stability. Tubeless tires meant increased safety. New equipment kept Grandpa warm in the winter and cool in the summer to add to his comfort. And a more comfortable driver was a safer driver. More powerful and reliable engines were developed to make driving more efficient. When Grandpa passed another car, he did it safely and easily. Wrap-around windshields and larger rear windows increased visibility tremendously. Sealed beam headlamps guided Grandpa safely at night. Power brakes made it possible for him to stop easily and quickly. Directional signals let the other fellow know the driver's intentions. Power steering not only made parking a breeze, it made all driving easier. Even in the good old days of the 1950s and 1960s, Grandpa could rely on his automobile to get him to his destination quickly, safely, and fresh as a daisy. So you see, folks, all of you who are living in the year 2000 are fortunate, because through the years, the automobile manufacturers have had as their goal your safety first. They have constantly improved the quality and safety of automobiles. And they will continue in the future as they have in the past to create cars that are more maneuverable, more responsive, more dependable in every situation, and easier, more pleasant, and safer for all of us to drive, including, of course, Grandpa.
That's the ding-dong truth, folks. Look at me going on 117. It's this easy modern living that does it. Well, so long, kids. Gotta go pick up another new model.
To develop a better understanding of the wise use of credit, let's spend a few minutes with a certain individual we'll call Mr. Money.
Hello, I'm Mr. Money. People can't seem to get along without me as cash or credit. Everybody knows there are many forms of credit available to consumers everywhere in our country. These young men and women are high school students preparing themselves for a successful and happy life. John Nelson will be graduating this year. Judy Naylor is a junior. John and Judy are friends of mine. They drop in to see me from time to time, and we have some interesting discussions. Let's borrow them for a while.
Well, here we are again.
Yeah. Oh, hi, Mr. Money.
Hello, John. And how are you today, Judy?
Just great.
You remember our learning machine over there?
Well, sure, that's a great gadget.
What's it going to teach us today, Mr. Money?
I'll turn it on and you'll see.
Wow, look at all the signs.
You see them every day.
Sure, but they never make much sense to me.
They may look a little confusing. Actually, they're just advertising the many ways credit is used. By the way, John, what does credit mean to you?
Gosh, I don't know. Buy now and pay later, I guess.
Not bad. But there's a lot more to it than that. Credit has been defined as man's confidence in man. Webster's dictionary says credit is trust, given or received. Almost everybody in the United States uses credit in one form or another. Millions of people use credit to buy the things that add up to a better living.
Well, there's sure a lot of things that I'd like to buy for better living. How about giving me a little credit?
Nobody gives you credit, John. It's something you have to earn.
I don't understand, Mr. Money. How can you earn credit?
Well, we'll select another channel on the learning machine by remote control and see.
To earn credit, first you have to develop your character. You have to be trustworthy. Second, you have to have capacity to pay your bills. And third, you need some capital in the form of savings and other property. Scoring high on these 3 C's is essential to earn a good credit rating.
Gee, I bet my dad scores high on the 3 C's.
Oh, that's right, Judy. Your father has an excellent credit rating. Here's his record at the Credit Bureau.
Why, it goes way back before I was born.
Oh, yes, Judy. Your father earned and has always kept a good credit rating. Now that you know something about credit, Let's bring back those signs that seem so confusing.
What do you mean, seemed confusing? I still don't get it.
All these signs are only advertising consumer credit. And there are two kinds. The first is non-installment credit, or single payment credit. The other kind is installment credit, which is repaid in 2 or more payments. Non-installment credit is usually extended for 30, 60, or 90 days, and repaid in a single lump sum. Non-installment credit is also available in stores, where people buy many things on a 30-day charge account. Credit cards for travel, gasoline stations, hotels, restaurants also provide non-installment credit. Electricity, water, gas, and telephone service are furnished by utility companies on monthly credit. Dentists and doctors extend credit by billing monthly. Non-installment credit is used by people who borrow cash and repay the loans in one lump sum. In addition to using non-installment credit, consumers use installment credit. It is usually extended for a period of a few months to 2 or 3 years. There are two kinds of installment credit: installment sales credit and installment cash credit. Installment sales credit is generally used to purchase such things as furniture, automobiles, appliances, and similar products. Since an automobile is one of the major purchases consumers make with installment sales credit, let's see what's involved. Here's the consumer, and here's the car dealer. The first thing to understand is that a legal contract spells out the agreement between the consumer and the dealer, including the number and amount of installment payments. The wise buyer makes certain he's getting good value for his money and always reads the fine print to make sure he understands all the terms of the contract before he signs it. Installment sales credit is used extensively by consumers, and so is installment cash credit. Millions of people use installment cash credit when they borrow cash from consumer finance companies or small loan companies, commercial banks, and other financial institutions. Consumers use installment cash loans to pay off accumulated bills to keep their credit rating good. They use installment cash loans to pay for vacations, to pay for special education for their children, or to send them to college. And people use installment cash loans to meet unexpected emergencies. So you can see the use of installment credit is mighty important to the consumers of this country.
Mr. Money, my father's been making payments on our home for years. Now, is this installment credit too?
Yes, John. That's called mortgage credit. And sometimes the payments may run for as long as 25 years.
Boy, I never realized people use credit in so many different ways.
Well, of course, some people prefer to wait to buy the things they want until they've saved enough money to pay cash for them. However, there are many people who are able to pay cash who prefer to buy things on credit, so as not to disturb their savings and investments.
But, Mr. Money, doesn't it cost more to buy things on credit?
Oh, yes, it does, Judy. Let us have the learning machine show us some of the factors that enter into the cost of providing credit to consumers.
One of the cost factors is maintaining up-to-date credit information. Then there are bookkeeping costs, keeping up the records, and collecting payments. In addition, there is the cost of borrowed and equity capital. The price you pay for credit service depends upon such things as the type of merchandise you buy, the amount of your down payment, how long you take to complete your payments, or if you borrow cash, how long you take to pay it back, the type of security you give, and your credit rating.
Now, there's another thing you both should know in order to use credit wisely. And that is how to figure the maximum amount of credit or other obligations you can safely afford.
Sounds like another good job for the learning machine.
Right. Let's see how you and Judy, as Mr. and Mrs. Homemaker, arrive at the amount you can safely afford to spend.
When Mr. and Mrs. Homemaker figure the maximum amount of credit or other obligations they can safely afford each month, they first deduct from gross income their income taxes, Social Security, and any other deductions they make to arrive at their take-home pay or disposable income. Under disposable income expenditures, they deduct essential living costs. Their discretionary income is left. Out of discretionary income, they provide for savings, insurance, recreation, and contributions to their church. After deducting any payments they are making on any installment purchases or cash loans, let's assume they have $30 of their monthly discretionary income left.
So $30 a month, that's the maximum total obligation we can safely afford to take on for new credit payments of any kind.
That's right, John.
Gee, Mr. Money, do girls have to learn all this about credit, too?
Well, Judy, women do most of the shopping when they get married, and very often spend most of the family income.
Well, sure. If a guy has to work hard to earn money, well, a wife ought to learn to help get the most out of it.
That's right. A husband and wife should plan together how the family earnings should be spent. Before they borrow cash or buy anything on installments, they should carefully figure whether the benefits of credit service are worth the extra charge.
Well, you can be sure, Mr. Money, that, well, before I buy anything I need on the installment plan or borrow cash for some good reason, I'll figure out all the costs to make sure the deal's worthwhile.
And so will I.
Good.
Oh, gee, our time's up already, Mr. Money. We can't be late for class.
When will we see you again?
Soon, I hope. Are you ready to go now?
Goodbye, Mr. Money.
And thanks a lot for helping us learn how to use credit wisely. So long.
Goodbye. To benefit from the many credit services available throughout the country, every consumer should understand the wise use of credit.
This is the residence of Fred Finchley. He's a family man who enjoys the peace and quiet of his little home. Fred Finchley has a good job.
Ready, look.
And his family enjoys their standard of living. His salary keeps up with the cost of living, and he owns some of those work-saving appliances we all admire so much. Finchley always checks to make sure he gets his money's worth. But after paying his bills, his savings account, and life insurance premiums, there never seems to be enough money left to pay for that. But there's a time for dreaming and a time for working. So every workday morning, Finchley joins the stream of traffic that flows toward his job. As you can see, Finchley could not be called Victor, but he always gets to work. Right on time.
Hey! Salary $60 a month. Have a cigar. Thanks for the good work, Finchley.
Well, gee, thanks, JB, for the cigar and the raise. $60 a month. Hey, can I use it?
Sure you can, Mr. Finchley. But how?
Huh?
Yes, what will you do with those extra dollars? There are lots of things you could do. Bury it in a tin can in the backyard, for instance. But idle money may in time depreciate. Or you could spend it on a couple of nights out a week with the wife. This seems like a lot of fun. But with this kind of life, you'd depreciate. So why not put your money to work?
Put my money to work?
That's right, Mr. Finchley. You can own a share of American business. There are over 1,200 companies listed on the New York Stock Exchange. Companies which employ more than 11 million people, produce half of all the goods made in America, and pay about half the nation's dividends. Many of these companies have been paying dividends for 25 years or longer.
Tycoon?
Neither are most of the people who own shares in American business. 3 out of 4 of all share owners are in families which make less than $10,000 a year.
My raise was only $60 a month.
Well, the monthly investment plan specifically designed for anyone who wants to invest in common or preferred stocks on a pay-as-you-go basis. You can $40 up to $1,000 every month or every 3 months under MIP. So why not a member firm of the New York Stock Exchange and get some practical advice on how to own a share in America's business? And before you invest, investigate.
Yeah, invest. Just think, with $60 a month, I could... Just a moment, sir, if you please. You look like the kind of a man of judgment who knows how to invest his money wisely. Won't you step into my office, please? Let me give you a hot tip, strictly confidential. For a limited time only, we are offering to discriminating buyers like yourself a few shares in a world-famous company with mines in Nigeria, Tasmania, Somaliland, and Brooklyn. It's Utopium Unlimited. It glows in the dark. Small investment, big profit. As a special favor, I'll let you have 100 shares for only 40 cents a share. That comes to $40, plus, of course, $20 for putting you onto a surefire moneymaker. You are now a man of some... Hey, you!
Mr. Finchley, there is a big difference between dealing with a fly-by-night operator and a reputable broker.
Please sit down, Mr. Finchley.
First, tell me, what are you gonna sell me?
Not a thing, Mr. Finchley. As members of the New York Stock Exchange, we are prepared to be of service to you if please. Every day, member brokers buy hundreds of thousands of shares of stock. A doctor in Atlanta wants to buy some stock. A farmer in Spokane wants to sell his stock in the same company to get cash, say, for a new tractor. The Atlanta broker for the buyer and the Spokane broker for the seller speed the orders to their exchange members on the floor of the New York Stock Exchange. When the floor broker representing the buyer bids the price asked by the floor broker representing the seller, a transaction is made. When you sell securities on the New York Stock Exchange, you win cash by the buyer. Every day, millions of dollars of listed securities are bought and sold on the New York Stock Exchange. You can check the price of your stock in a daily newspaper, or by getting the latest market quotation from a member broker like myself.
Well, how do I get the facts before I invest?
Before you buy stock in a company, you'd want to know, among other things, its record of sales for previous years, what dividends it has paid, and its prospects for the future. Of course, we can't foretell the future, but we can give you many facts and figures to help you select a suitable stock.
Well, how about this monthly investment plan? Maybe I'd want to invest only about $50 a month.
Well, MIP was set up for people who want to buy stocks on and $50 a month can build up quite a little nest egg. Suppose you take a trial run of the imaginary investment route. You might stock selling for $100 a share. Let's say you invest $50 each month in a stock selling for $20 a share. At this price, your buys almost 2.5 shares the broker's commission. If the price of your stock drops, you'll get discouraged, providing you believe the long-range price trend will be upward. Of course, you can sell at any time. You lose on stock that cost you more than $50 a share. In addition, you'll have to pay the broker's commission on the sale. To continue the plan, monthly payment of $50 buys 3 1/2 shares of stock at $15 a share, to $27 a share. If you sell here, you'll have a profit on the shares that cost you less than $27. Your $50 monthly payment buys 1 1/2 shares of stock at the price of $27 a share. Of course, the price of a stock can go down as well as up. But with a long-range monthly investment plan, your $50 a month buys more shares when the price is low, fewer shares when the price is high, to average out the price of all the stock you purchase. You can quit the plan at any time, Mr. Finchley, and take the shares you have purchased. But the idea of the monthly investment plan is to invest every month on a long-range basis in the stock of a company that you think will have good earnings and pay dividends. Take, for example, a company whose stock is selling at $20 a share. If that company, over the past year, paid out $1 a share, the dividend yield comes to 5%. You can keep the cash, or if you wish, the dividends can be automatically reinvested for you. Now, the investment route you're traveling is a good one, because the stock has paid satisfactory dividends. And even with its ups and downs, the long-range price trend has been upwards.
Looks pretty good. Thank you. But before I invest, I'm going to study the facts myself.
That's right, Mr. Finchley. All investors should study the facts carefully before they buy any stock. And remember, the monthly investment plan is designed especially for people who want to invest as little as $40 or $50, as well as for those who want to invest up to $1,000 every month or every 3 months. There are many promising investment routes to travel. Many companies whose stocks are listed on the New York Stock Exchange have helped to build our rising standard of living by constantly creating new jobs, services, and products. Therefore, Mr. Finchley and all those who can assume the risk of seeking dividends and profits can put their dollars to work by owning their share of American business through the monthly investment plan.